Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back if you're new here. Hi, I'm Rhoda. Today I'm going to be playing around with some new goodies that I picked up. I picked up one of the new Charlotte Tilbury 9 pans in Emerald Effect. I also picked up one shade in the brand new Westman Atelier Bronzing Drops. And I also finally picked up one of the new Natasha Denona Hy Blush and highlighting duos. I was going to resist. But then I caved. And I just put up a full review and wear test of this new Givenchy foundation, but I really wanted to use it again, so let's play around with it again today. I'm going to start with the foundation, just shaking it up. I already have my Tom Ford Soft Matte Primer on, and I've done my brows, that is all. I'm going to get a couple of, three, beautiful, beautiful. The shade I use is 2N. A smidge light for me, but I can make it work. BK Beauty 101, and let's start applying this. It looks so beautiful and natural on the face. And I did mention in my review of this that you really don't need a primer, but I wore a primer today. I don't know why, but I did. Force of habit, maybe? So I'm going to do a couple of more pumps. I find that I need a little bit more of this foundation to cover my whole face the way that I want it covered, because this is a medium coverage. So I'm finding the streakiness again, and I did use the same Tom Ford Soft Matte Primer. In the end, it all works out because when I did my review of this, I only primed one side of my face and I noticed a little bit of streakiness. Maybe I'll try it with maybe some other primers, but it's just a little bit streaky at first, but nothing to be concerned about because it all works out in the end. I just find it strange. Yep. Skin looks perfected, very natural, feels very light on the face. It's a stunning, stunning foundation. Okay, let's move on to the bronzing drops from Westman Atelier. There are 4 shades that were released. They're all Soleil Parfait 1, 2, 3, or 4. I picked up Soleil Parfait 2. First of all, the packaging. It got me, okay? Right in the kisser. These look so beautiful. They're so uniquely packaged. I don't know, they're gorgeous. I love the colors, a light blue, this more aqua or turquoise blue, and then green. They're so pretty. You must shake it up. Twist off the cap, and they are quite, oh, I just want to show you on the inside here. There's, the Westman Atelier little heart that you find on her packaging. It's just the details, it is perfect. I just want to show you how liquidy these are. So that's just one drop, and I'm going to spread it out for you just so you can see. So you do not need a lot because they are quite pigmented, but they spread out to this gorgeous bronziness. Now, before I put this on my face, I did want to compare it to the makeup by Mario because it kind of reminds me of it. I haven't swatched them side by side. I just brought them down with me so I could do it on camera just so we can see what kind of difference there is between the two, because that's the liquid bronzer that I have that is quite runny, very light, and spreads out very, very easily. I have the Mario in 2 shades. I'm going to show them both to you just to compare shade as well. Now these ones have a pump and a doe foot, so they're different in packaging in that way. So this was the Westman Atelier right here, all spread out, and then I will spread out Mario in light for you. They feel kind of the same, but the Mario in light is a little bit more of a contoury shade, so that's why I want to show you light medium as well. Where I'm going to put it on my hand is anybody's guess. I'll figure it out. Here is Mario in light medium. The Westman Atelier has a little bit of red in it, like the undertone is more reddish, whereas the Mario in the light medium has a little bit of more of an orangey to it, and the light one is barely noticeable on my hand in the camera from what I can see. Let me try and go like this. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for you. The Westman Atelier drops you can put all over your face. You can add them to foundations if you want to darken them up, or you can just put them on the perimeter of your face and use them as, like a regular bronzer. That's how I've been using them. I have not tried putting them all over my face. But mind you, you could do the same thing with the Mario as well. I think what it comes down to is the difference in the tones with these because they feel very much the same. Let's get a drop, 2 drops. Let's say 2 drops. And I'm grabbing my It Cosmetics number 7, and I'm just going to work it in just a little bit and start applying. I love the tone of this. I have used it. This isn't the first time I'm using it. Just gonna add it to my cheeks here. It goes on smoothly, no patchiness. It does dry down, So that is a very, very good thing. They're gorgeous. Okay, they're gorgeous. They are pricey. They're very, very pricey. I was going to compare these to the Rare Beauty, but I don't think there's a comparison there because the Rare Beauty's much thicker, much more concentrated formula. So I'm getting quite a red undertone as you saw in the swatch, but I mean, that doesn't bother me because that's so kind of what happens when I tan. So for me, number 2 is a great, great shade pick. How pretty, right? I love this. I'm going to take the other side of this, whatever is kind of left on my hand, and just kind of bronze up the nose just a little bit. But I'm not like trying to contour my nose, just give it a little bit of a bronze in a contoury kind of way. Just a really beautiful, natural, sun-kissed bronze. I've really been enjoying this one. Before I do blush and highlight, I want to move on to the eyes. I have here the new Charlotte Tilbury, what's it called? Beautifying Eye Trends. And this is in Emerald Effect. Let's talk about the packaging, right? It is a plastic cover and not what we're used to from Charlotte Tilbury, but I did whip out my Dior Backstage palette. This is 60 US and this is 52 US. And I don't hear anybody complaining about the price of Dior. So I know it was probably more of a left turn in terms of packaging for Charlotte Tilbury, but it's not a very flimsy plastic at all. It's quite a sturdy plastic, if you ask me. It's identical to the Dior, and I have zero problems with this packaging because what is inside is truly, truly beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I am going to swatch these for you. What I normally do, if there are multiple formulas in a eyeshadow palette, I swatch them by formula. I hope you don't mind that. It's much more helpful for me to swatch the mattes with the mattes, the satins with the satins, the toppers with the toppers. You get the idea, right? No names to these shades. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when I am swatching, I will just call out the numbers. So I'm going to start with the mattes. So number 2 is a matte. There are only 2 mattes in here. So creamy, and they glide right on. Shade 6, the second matte in the palette. Shades 3, shade 4 are satins. Number 5, the center shade, is the only crystal chrome that we have in this palette. I love this sort of yellowy green color. It's stunning on the eyes. 1 and 9 are diamond dimension shades. And finally, shades 7 and shade 8 are crystal pops. Whoa. So there are our 9 shades right there. Prep my eyelids with a Mario F5, I think, I can't see, and the Kosas color corrector in Illusion. Get these lids prepped, and I didn't experience too much fallout when I used this palette, maybe from the toppers a little bit, but nothing crazy. Gonna quickly set with the Kosas Cloud Set powder in Feathery, just a light little dusting. Okay, BK Beauty N13, and we're gonna go into this shade right here, and let's start getting that in the crease. Such a gorgeous transition shade, it really is. And the 2 mattes that are in here pair beautifully with the greens and the golds. Beautifully, beautifully laid out palette, in my opinion. Going on beautifully. Refer 14, and I'm going to go to the shade next to it, the satin shade, number 3. And I'm going to tuck it in to the, not all the way to the outer corner, but just in here, just a little bit. This is a beautiful bronzy shade, And I'm going to bring it up just a little bit to the crease, but nothing crazy. So this is a satin shade, so there is a sheen to it and a gorgeous, like a bronze reflection. I want to go into this green because it's so gorgeous. I have so far only used this shade as a liner and it's gorgeous, but I'm dying to put this on the lid. So let's cross the fingers and hope it works. Well, that's stunning. I just wanted to play around with as many shades as possible so that I could show you. These are going on. I just touched it. I tapped it with my pinky and I don't have any fallout, and it's sparkly and beautiful and gorgeous. Refer 28, and I'm going to go into this green right here in the inner part of the eye. A little bit lighter than the green that we have in the center of our lid. A little bit brighter of a green in the inner corner. Not inner corner, but the inner part of our eye. Gonna add a little bit more. Okie dokie, okie dokie. All right, Refer 26, and I'm gonna go into this gold shade right here. Pointier tipped brush because I wanna get into that inner corner. And let's pizzazz this up even more. I'm bringing it up just a little bit, but concentrating it in that corner. BK Beauty N11, this angled brush that I love to use for liner, and I'm going to line with the darkest matte. I'm going to start in the center and work my way out, stamping. I feel like maybe, and I'll see what it looks like once I do the liner, we might need to deepen out this outer part of the eye, maybe just a little bit, just to balance it out. But we'll see when I'm done lining. This shade, I'm getting some fallout. So far, I've gotten no fallout from any of the other shades. Oh yeah, lots of fallout there. So be sure to tap off, always tap off your brushes. So I'm glad I didn't do my under eyes before, because that would really suck right now. I think I want just a touch of deepening of the outer corner. So I'm going to go in with the same brush that we used for our transition shade, just lightly tap it in that dark brown and just tuck it in this very outer corner, just to deepen it just a little bit, just to balance out this side with this side. I'm going to take a little wipe and just remove the little fallout that I had. I'm just going to go back in with whatever I had left on my brush from the bronzer just to go over it a little bit. We are going to put blush on, highlighter, so it should all be okay. I'm also going to put some concealer on right now, so it should all work out, but it was bugging me that there was a piece missing there. Color correct under the eyes, not too much because I'm going to add concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use the Tarte Creamy Creaseless in 29N, BK Beauty A506, and let's brighten up and cover up. I'm going to brighten here, just a smidge, just a little down my nose. Tarte Creaseless powder in a yellow, and I'm just going to set the under eyes, little down my nose, and right here. T-zone basically. Victoria Beckham in olive to the lower waterline. This just glides right on. Perfect shade because it's not too green, it's not too dark. It's just got enough green to pick up on what's going on top, and oh, I love this pairing. With a BK Beauty N12, I'm going to go back into that transition shade, the first shade that we used, and I'm going to attempt to apply this to my lower lash line. I think that's as dark as I want to go on my lower lash line because we have the olive in the waterline, and I just want a little shadow just to hug the eye. I was going to go into that darker green shade and line, which I have done, and I love the way it looked, but I didn't have so much going on top. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. I am going to do the same on this eye. I'm gonna apply some mascara and then I will be right back. Let's move on to blush and highlight. This is the Natasha Denona Duo in Simply Shy. It is quite beautiful, very, very, very creamy. This highlight is not too sparkly. The highlight doesn't feel as creamy as the blush side does, but I'm going to quickly swatch them for you. This is the blush in Simply Shy. Beautiful pinky shade with a little bit of kind of coral in it. And this is the matching highlight, which, like I mentioned, doesn't feel as creamy. BK Beauty 109. I'm going to tap into the blush. I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I just want to make sure I'm not going in too heavy at first. I have used this and it was totally fine, but you never know from day to day sometimes. You can go in a little bit heavier. Very nice formula. It's not sticky in any way. It's cream, but it kind of dries down. A really nice blush. Oh, see, I didn't tap it off and now we've overdone it. Darn it. I get to talking and I forget myself. Also, my lips, I had prepped with the Guerlain Kiss Kiss in Rosy Glow, I think it is, and it made my lips really, really pink. A little bit more blush than I would like, but plays really, really nicely with the bronzer that we have on. Really, really pretty. I'm going to take this IT Cosmetics number 3 brush. It's meant for cream blushes, and I'm going to go into the highlight with this one. Very pretty. Very pretty. It's not sparkly. It's just got a nice shine. Yeah, and we're not sticky. What do you know? Okay, I'm just going to get some foundation on my lips. There's nothing left on them, but it did leave my lips looking really, really pink. I don't know if this would have been the blush exactly that I would pair with these eyes, but this is what we have. I mean, it's not that bad. It's okay, but I would have picked something maybe a little more on the neutral side and not so pink. I'm going to line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Iconic Nude. I do want the focus to be on the eyes, so I'm going to go really nude, not really nude, but nude with the lips. I'm going to feather in a little. What a gorgeous shade for a lip liner. Dior in Beige Couture 220 Beige Couture. And I think this will be perfect. Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Let's talk about this new stuff. First, I'll talk again about the Givenchy foundation. I'm absolutely in love with it. It is the most natural looking, perfectly medium coverage foundation. Very, very long lasting. It dries down. It's not sticky. I think this might be a new favorite, way, way up there. I love the way it feels when it goes on. It's just it's perfect. I love it. The Westman Atelier Bronzing Drops. I really like these too. They are extremely expensive, kind of stupidly expensive. I love the packaging. I love the tone of this shade number 2. It's a perfect shade for me. It gives me a perfect bronze. I love that it dries down. I love that it goes on so easily. I haven't used it all over my face. I haven't used it in any foundation or any other way other than bronzing the perimeters of my face, my nose. But I love it. I love the formula and I love how natural looking it is. I'm all about the natural looking, except for the eyes today. And speaking of the eyes, I love this shadow. I really, really do. I love the look that I put together today. It's so sparkly and so beautiful. When the light catches it, it dances. It dances. It's a beautiful little number over here. Again, I do not mind the packaging because what comes out of it is magnificent. I love the formulas. The mattes are creamy. The satins are creamy. The shimmers shimmer, if you know what I mean. And I love also the fact that you can go quite light with this. You can keep it all matte. You can do a little bit of a sparkle. This is quite a versatile little palette. So when you feel like a pop of green or you feel like a pop of color, it's there for you. This gold shade, beautiful. Using this darker green shade as liner and then this pop of gold right in the inner corner, magnificent. Oh, and this in the crease, you're golden. You're good to go. I love it. I love it. So very versatile. And also, these are great one and dones too, especially this middle shade that I didn't quite get to show you today because I only have two eyeballs, but I was wearing it in my review of the Givenchy that I put up just a couple of days ago. So if you want to see how that looks on the eyes, go check out that video. But yeah, I love this. I love it. And finally, this Natasha Denona Duo Blush and Highlight. I love the packaging. First of all, it's beautiful. I love the idea of having a cream blush and a highlighter in one little compact case, perfect for travel or just not thinking about it when you're getting ready. You grab this, you have both. You can mix them together as well. For a glowier blush moment. And at first, I didn't think this was going to work, but at the end, I think this shade, the Simply Shy shade, works great with this whole look. Once we toned down the lips, I think the lips was throwing everything off. I loved the formula. It went on beautifully. I have nothing but good things to say about this. And not that I was surprised about that. It's just that I didn't need another blush. And I kind of picked it up on a whim. Don't ask me why. I think it's because it had the highlight in there and I had heard so many great things about it as well. I wanted to give it a shot and try this out for you as well, just in case you were thinking about it. But yeah, I'm glad I picked it up. I really, really like this. I really had a lot of fun playing with all this new makeup. I really hope you found this helpful. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully. Bye.